Hello, welcome back to Sample Chapters. I am reading you excerpts from my book entitled Why You Make God Smile Despite Your Faults and Weaknesses, Volume 1. I hope you enjoy this story. This is about revenge, and it also mentions a film which is one of my favourites, and if you've seen this film you'll know what a great film it actually is. The title is Coping with Frustration, Revenge Required. They found him dead in his favourite armchair, eyes wide open with a look of shock and disbelief. Between the rigid fingers of Ned Devine was a lottery ticket that displayed last week's winning numbers. The entire village was soon in on a crafty plan, except for a miserable old lady who was the one villager who refused to be an accomplice to their scheme. As Ned's jackpot was a substantial sum of money, their plan was to defraud Camelot by getting someone to pose as him and then share out the winnings between them. But the lady who refused to join in with the conspiracy wasn't doing so because it was immoral. No, curmudgeon Lizzie Quinn's only aim in life was to make everyone as narky as her. Plus, if she could report them for the fraud, she would claim a 10% award of the winnings. This would be a whopping £700,000. Well, 700,000 Irish pounds. She knew that while they were focusing on their clandestine plot, they would be oblivious to the fact that she had a game plan of her own. There was no direct reason for her revenge. The only wrong they had done her was refusing to be as miserable as she was. So she began to connive a covert strategy that would bring down the inhabitants of Tallaghmore. How many times has somebody come along and tried to ruin your plans? You had it all worked out in your head, then bam, an interfering sourpuss pours water on your fire. For some of you, it was a job promotion that another procured because they were successful in tarnishing your character or making it look like they were working harder than you. For others, it was that boyfriend stolen from right under your nose. For others still, it was that loan payment given out in generosity and trust, but never repaid. Sorry, my phone just decided to wobble. It could even be an accident that occurred, but then the one at fault did not show true remorse, like a doctor who administered the wrong medication to your loved one or ignored you when you knew there was something seriously wrong with your baby. They are now brain damaged or dead, and nobody seems to care. We are angry and desire retribution like nothing else, and a lack of self-control means we often do. This is because it is acutely frustrating when it seems like the offender is getting away with it scot-free. We humans want to see justice done immediately. Don't worry and don't take revenge. God promises that we reap what we sow. That's from Galatians 6 verses 7 to 9. He sees everything, and so long as we commit the situation to him, ask him to help us forgive and then move on, he will see you right. It doesn't mean we should look forward to gloating over the sudden misfortune of the one who upset us. It means that we can get on with our lives in a state of complete peace. I'm going to say that again. It means that we can get on with our lives in a state of complete peace. Retaliation is not healthy, and vengeance is best left to the expert, as he also knows when to administer grace. Payback may not be immediate, but it will come. Whether you live to see it or not is not your business. It is enough that we will live to see him turn bad around for good if we rely on him to sort things out, rather than relying on ourselves. For the lady in the film Waking Ned Devine, it was being thrown over the edge of the cliff while telephoning the police in a phone box. A driver was coming up the hill and he lost control and knocked the entire kiosk onto the rocks below. So when people frustrate you, how do you get revenge? Don't. Trust that there is someone much wiser than you who knows what to do. Yes, leave the situation in the hands of God. I know that's not easy because it is just the natural human desire to want to feel that feeling of satisfaction when we know someone has got their just desserts. But you know, in life sometimes people don't even get convicted by the courts, and they don't go to prison, they don't get fined, and they have done something against us. Hands up, how many of you have had somebody crash into your car and promise you at the time that, yes, it's my fault, but then when the insurance papers start coming together, they are claiming whiplash and claiming that you crashed into them? We want to go and strangle them sometimes, don't we? Even as Christians, come on, we all have these murderous thoughts. And God said contempt is as bad as murder. So, yes, leave it to God, because by leaving justification, retribution to God, we are saying to God, we trust that you know best and that you can deal with it best. So I pray that you will learn to do that we all will learn to just put these things down, because it just affects us negatively if we are always tied up with wanting to see somebody get their just desserts. God said it, he will help us, and therefore we need to believe him. I wish you all the best in this. I know it's not easy, but it is the right thing to do. Take care until I see you again. Bye-bye.